Hello students. So today we are going to discuss about microbial cultivation and nutrition. First of all, what we can understand with the name of topic, microbial is the pathogens that infect the human body, and we are able to cultivate them in vitro condition. There are two type of conditions in our labs or in environment, you can say. First of all, in vitro, right? Next is in vivo. So in vitro is the condition in which we are growing our organisms outside the human body by providing the nutrition and the temperature, or you can say by providing environment to the organisms. But on the other hand, in vivo is the condition where the organisms or microbials are grow inside the body. So in vivo, that is inside the body, and in vitro is outside the body. So the growth of microorganisms take place in outside the body as well as inside the body. But we are discussing about outside the body, right? So nutrition, microbial cultivation, how we can cultivate different organisms outside the body, how we can provide nutrition, and what are the nutrition that microbials need for their growth, and what type of environment they need for their growth. So all the things regarding our microbial growth we will discuss in our session. So let's start. First of all, microbial growth condition. There are different conditions for their growth that we need to provide them, right? If the microbial, or you can say microorganism ya pathogen or any organisms, because pathogens, when we saying, that means they are causing disease. So organism is the living organ or microbes which we grow outside the body in our labs. So there are different type of nutritions, environment, pH, temperature we require for their growth. First of all, what are the conditions that we need to supply them for their growth? We need to supply them nutrition, but all the things that we need for their growth, we have a specific value. Like if we have to provide nutrition to the microbes, so there is a fixed quantity, because some of the nutrition they require in large amount, but on the other hand, some of the nutritions are available in their water or culture medias or your cell lines, so they need that nutrition in small amounts, right? As well as there are different growth factors like pH, temperature, moisture, all the things. After that, environmental factors here. What are the environmental factors? Because growth factor considered all the things like media, what type of media are you using, and how you are providing nutrition to the organisms, what are the things that you are using for providing different conditions for the growth of microbial, right? So next is your environmental factors. So all the things like temperature, pH, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, all the things provided to the nutrition, provided to the organism for their growth is considered under environmental factor. Basically, environmental factors are those factors that are obtained from environment, right? Like temperature is depend on the environment. As same oxygen is, you can take oxygen from the environment. So as like that, you can say environmental factors are those things which are supplied from environment. After that, macronutrition and micronutrition. What is the meaning of macro and micro? Macro means the nutrition that require in large amount for their growth, right? On the other hand, micronutrition are those nutrition which require in small quantity for their growth. Now what is nutrition? We are aware with macro and micro. Macro is the large and micro is the small quantity. Now what is nutrition? We can say micronutrition, macronutrition, or different type of nutrition. So what is nutrition? Basically, nutrition is a substance that used by organisms for their growth. And from where they get their nutrition? They get their nutrition by environment or by culture medias or by other agents that we supply to their growths, right? So, and what is the need of nutrition? Why we are providing nutrition to the organisms? Because with the help of nutrition, microbes are able to perform their metabolism. Correct? Metabolism is the formation of any macromolecule like your carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, fats, or breakdown of that macromolecules. So basically metabolisms are your reactions of catabolism as well as anabolism. That means breakdown and formation of your macromolecules. Clear with that? That what are the various growth factors that microbes need for their growth, and what is the meaning of macro and micro, and what is the meaning of nutrition, right? So you can say nutrition is a substance that is used by microbes and used from environment or other medium that we provide for their growth. And the importance of nutrition to providing the microbes is that they perform their metabolism with the help of nutritions, right? So this is about your nutrition. Next is nutrition requirement. So what are the requirements? How can you calculate the requirement of a nutrition to a particular microbes? First of all, there are two categories, macro and micro. Some of the nutrients are required in large quantity by the microbes for their growth. On the other hand, some of the microbes, they need nutrition in small quantities to perform their basic functions, or that type of nutrition is supplied by water, air, or environment also, right? In our body, we need nutrition in the form of macro and micro, because some of the nutritions we getting from our water, air, or our food, but some of the macronutrition that we require in large amount, so we have to take it with diet, right? So now talk about nutrition requirement. Basically a microorganism require your 10 elements. So you have to remember this, how many types of macronutrition they require. So they require 10 elements in large quantities. So if they require in large quantity, that means they require macronutrition. So 10 elements, 10 type of macronutrition they are required. So what are they? They are your carbon, protein, amino acid, oxygen, like this. See, lipids are your fats, proteins, nucleic acid, carbohydrates, and many more. So why they need them? They need them to make their macromolecules, right? And as well as your part of enzyme. They act as a part of enzyme or coenzyme, right? So this is your macronutrition. That means requirement of nutrition. How many types of element they require for their growth. Now talk about macronutrition. So you all are aware with the definition of macronutrition as we already discussed it. Now what are that? What are that micronutrition? So your micronutrition includes carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, right? After that potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron. So these are your macronutrition. So as we discussed, 10 elements are required in the form of macronutrition. So these are your carbon, 1, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron. So these are your 10 elements that is required by a microorganism for their survival, for their cultivation, for their growth. Correct? Now how these 10 elements are useful for the microbes? First of all, that this part from 1 to 6, these compounds or these nutrients are required for the formation of your macromolecules like carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, right, nucleic acid, and other rest 3 are required for enzyme, formation of enzyme or act as a part of enzyme, right? What are enzymes now? Enzymes are your kinetic molecules that enhance the reaction of your molecules, right? So this is about your macronutrition. Now micronutrition. There are microbes require these type of nutrition in very small amount, right? As well as such are your iron, copper, molybdenum, zinc, and these are referred as your trace element because microorganism require these elements in very small amount, that is 0.5, 0.15, 1 mg, like this. They require in trace amount, right? After that, most of the essential activities of certain enzymes usually act as cofactors. So these elements act with enzyme as a cofactor, but there is a difference between macro and micro elements because potassium, calcium, magnesium and iron act as cation and they act as a part of enzyme, but these micro elements work with enzyme as a cofactor. So this is the difference between your elements, right? Clear with the macro and micro elements? Growth factors. Second point is in the beginning of the class, okay, in this slide we discussed about the growth condition. What are the conditions? So we will discuss about macro and micro. Now what are growth factors? What are the factors that we need for the growth of microorganisms? Yes, so these are your growth factors. So first of all, amino acid, purines and pyridines, vitamins. So these are the growth factors that our microorganisms require for their growth. So what are the importance, what is the function of these factors? First of all, amino acids are used for the synthesis of proteins because they are the polymers of proteins are the polymers of amino acid. The structure, basic unit of protein is amino acid. Group of amino acid forms protein. There are so many defines you can use for explaining the amino acid or protein, right? So amino acid required by microorganism for the synthesis of your protein. Now purines and pyridines, these are required for the formation of nucleic acid that help in the formation of DNA, RNA, you can say genetic material. So purines and pyridines help in genetic materials. After that, vitamins, they are used in small quantity and they work with enzyme and act as a cofactor with the enzymes. So these three factors are required by the microorganism for their growth, correct? Next, yes, what are the common nutrition requirement? First of all, as we discussed, there are 10 elements that is required by the organism in large amount. And what are the purpose of requiring these amounts in large? Because this will help in the formation of your macromolecules, right, which is the need of the body. All the function, energy in the body is synthesized by macromolecules. So these elements help in formation of your carbohydrate, lipids, fats, and other remaining elements help in the formation of enzyme and act as a part of enzyme. On the other hand, micronutrition, that are trace element, they are act with the enzyme or as a cofactor, as well as they required in trace element, and they supply with the water or media components. We used different type of medias for their growth. We will discuss that medias, and water are used in the medias for preparation of medias. If we talk about blood agar, nutrition agar, so these are your type of agars, media you can say. So these are prepared by different components. This type of elements or this type of nutrition is covered or supplied to the organism from their media or by water that we used in the preparation of media. Microbial nutrition. So what are the type of nutrition now? What are the, how you can classify nutrition? First of all, you can classify nutrition on the basis of their requirement, like as we classified macro and micro. After that, what are the various nutrition that is provided by cultivation? Because in the micronutrition we discussed that some of the elements are they collect or take up by the components or water. So what are that? What are the different microbes use the cultivating media for their growth? So first of all, you can classify on the basis of requirement. After that, you can classify on the basis of type of nutrition that require by any organism. Then nutrition transport process. What is the process? How you can supply the nutrition to the organism. This is also a class, because some of the organisms take their nutrition by itself. Some of them take by light. Some of them take by chemical messengers. Some of them are taken by another organism. So these are the class that what type of organism, what type of microbes take their elements and in which form they are getting their nutrition. Next is culture media, how to cultivate organisms. So is there different type of medias are available. So which type of media is required for the growth of microorganism is also a class of microbial nutrition, because according to their need, according to the different nutrition present in the media, each and every organism grow on a particular type of your culture media. For example, if we talk about lactose fermenting bacteria and non-lactose fermenting bacteria, that is NLF, non-lactose fermenting bacteria, and this is your lactose fermenting bacteria. So these type of bacteria are classified only on your MacConkey agar, because MacConkey agar having some of the nutrition, some of the components that differentiate lactose fermenting bacteria, because it contain your lactose component. So some bacteria are available to ferment them and some are not. So on the basis of their fermentation you can able to classify. So this type of media, this type of class you can classify it under microbial nutrition. After that, isolation of pure cultures. How you can isolate your bacteria in pure cultures. What are pure cultures now? There are two type of cultures, pure and mixed. What is the difference between them? Yes, what is the difference between them? Pure and mixed. Pure culture is a culture in which single type of colonies are grown, and mixed culture is a media where different colonies are present. So it is also depend on the isolation of pure culture, because if you are going to isolate different colonies on a single media, they are not able to grow, because some of the colonies that require different nutrition, other one require different nutrition. So you have to isolate a pure cultures always, right? So next one is autotrophs and heterotrophs. First of all, how they get their nutrition, what are the forms of getting their nutrition. So autotrophs and heterotrophs. First of all, what is the meaning of that terms? What they indicate? Auto means self and hetero means depending on other. So clear with the terms auto and hetero. What is the difference between auto and hetero? Auto is yourself and hetero is depending on the others. Now all the organism require some of the nutrition either in small quantities or large quantities. So what are that? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, CHO. All the organism require these three elements. Why? What is the function? Why they require these three elements? Because these three elements having the most important or basic role in the formation of any organism. They may be microbes or human body, anything. these three elements having major role. Carbon is your needed as the backbone, carbon forming backbone of all organic molecules. As the backbone, carbon forming backbone of all organic molecules. Right? Oxygen is required for respiration, because without oxygen no one can survive, and hydrogen is required for the formation of your bonds. In the DNA, in the RNA, there are hydrogen bonds are present. So hydrogen is required for the formation of your bonds, and amino acids also having hydrogen. So hydrogen is also an essential component. First of all, these three elements why required by all the organisms, cleared. After that, in addition, there is a work that is carbon is needed because it forms the backbone of all molecules. In all organic molecules, carbon is needed. After that, this is the main point, but in the addition of this point, these elements are required by all the organism to require a source of electron, because they act as electron. And what is the function of electron? Electrons having different function as they involved in the oxidation, reduction pathways, reactions in the cycles. In the cycles there are many, in the cell there are many cycles going on, oxidation reduction cycle and your electron transport chain, right, and pumps that derive molecule inside the cell or outside the cell. Let's suppose, clear with the example, this is your cell, this is the cell membrane. So there are some molecules like nitrogen, your sodium and potassium. So this sodium is inside the cell and potassium is outside the cell. These cell membranes help to transport of oxygen to outside the cell and potassium inside the cell. This in this way transport cycles take place. So these electrons are also helpful in the transport electron chains, right? So after that, organic molecules that supply carbon, hydrogen, oxygens are reduced and donate electrons for their functions, because these having charge like O2, H plus. So they donate electron, right, for the biosynthesis of your organic molecules, correct? So clear with the auto and hetero. This is the description that why, what are the nutrition, how they require, what is the need. Basically, as I told you, these are the most common or most major elements that need by any bacteria or microbes. So why they need that, what are the importance of that elements. Now we discuss about autotrophs and heterotrophs, how the organisms, microbes get their nutrition, get their elements. So discuss it with that. Next, yes, autotroph first of all. So autotroph are the types of microbes that require their nutrition by itself. Correct. First of all, carbon dioxide is used by many organisms as a source of carbon. They get their carbon from carbon dioxide because this having structure formula like this. This is your chemical formula of carbon dioxide. So many organisms are able to get their nutrition carbon from the carbon dioxide. That type of bacteria are classified under autotrophs. Or microbes, you can say. Microbes and bacteria are the same terms. So those type of microbes who are getting their nutrition by itself, by reducing any organic molecule or by taking their nutrition from environment, culture medias, that type of organisms are classified under autotrophs. First of all, they get carbon from carbon dioxide. Next thing, hydrogen. They get hydrogen from organic molecules. After that, oxygen is, they get oxygen there from carbon dioxide. Both the things, carbon and oxygen, they are getting from carbon dioxide. They used carbon dioxide as a source of nutrition. After that, autotrophs having capacity to reduce it and form organic molecule. They reduce carbon dioxide and form organic molecules. Correct? Next is photosynthetic. So what are photosynthetic? Basically, bacteria and algae are your photosynthetic. What is the meaning? Photo is for light and synthetic is used for your synthesis. So they are synthesis their food, their nutrition by light, with the help of light. So they are able to fix carbon dioxide and use light as their energy source. By the fixing of carbon dioxide, they are getting their carbon and oxygen molecule. With the help of light, they use carbon dioxide in the form of energy. Right? Clear with the autotrophs and phototrophs? What is the difference between phototrophs? Basically, phototroph is a class of your autotrophs because they are also prepare their food nutrition by itself but with the help of light. Right? Now next, heterotrophs. Now heterotrophs, what are heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are the organism which uses organic molecule as their source of carbon, are your heterotrophs. They are using organic molecules. That type of bacteria are classified under autotrophs or microbes, you can say. Microbes and bacteria are the same terms. So, those type of microbes who are getting their nutrition by itself by reducing any organic molecule or by taking their nutrition from environment, culture medias, that type of organisms are classified under autotrophs. First of all, they get carbon from carbon dioxide. Next thing, hydrogen. They get hydrogen from organic molecules. After that, oxygen is, they get oxygen there from carbon dioxide. Both the things, carbon and oxygen, they are getting from carbon dioxide. They used carbon dioxide as a source of nutrition. After that, autotrophs having capacity to reduce it and form organic molecule. They reduce carbon dioxide and form organic molecules. Correct? Next is photosynthetic. So what are photosynthetic? Basically, bacteria and algae are your photosynthetic. What is the meaning? Photo is for light and synthetic is used for your synthesis. So they are synthesis their food, their nutrition by light, with the help of light. So they are able to fix carbon dioxide and use light as their energy source. By the fixing of carbon dioxide, they are getting their carbon and oxygen molecule. With the help of light, they use carbon dioxide in the form of energy. Right? Clear with the autotrophs and phototrophs? What is the difference between phototrophs? Basically, phototroph is a class of your autotrophs because they are also prepare their food nutrition by itself but with the help of light. Right? Now next, heterotrophs. Now heterotrophs, what are heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are the organism which uses organic molecule as their source of carbon, are your heterotrophs. They are using organic molecules. What are that? That are your carbohydrate, lipids, fats, nucleic acid. So these are your organic molecules which is used by organism to form their energy. right? So these type of bacteria that are using organic molecules are classified under heterotrophs, and heterotrophs having capacity to using organic compound for both energy and their source of carbon. They get their energy and carbon source from the organic molecules, correct? Next is microorganisms are versatile and having the ability to use diverse sources of carbons. They are using 100 different compounds of carbon, correct? After that, methylotropic bacteria utilizes methanol, methane and formic acid as a source of energy and for the carbon utilization. So these bacteria are using your chemical components, right? This is about your heterotrophs. Next is requirement for nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. These are your elements, right? So what are the requirement? Why they need nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur? We discussed about 10 elements, that are your carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, your nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. So out of them, 3 we were discussed. CHO, that is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Now nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. Why they need? Basically, they need these 3 elements for the formation of nucleic acid. And what is the function of nucleic acid? Nucleic acids participate in the formation of genetic information. What is that? Preparation of DNA in the cell, correct? So these are required for the synthesis of your nucleic acid and amino acids. Amino acids are the basic unit of your protein, right? After that, nitrogen is supplied by atmosphere or by artificial manner. There are different ways to supply nitrogen to the bacteria, and there are nitrogen fixing bacteria also, that are your rhizopus. Rhizopus is the type of bacteria that fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere, correct? Phosphorus usually supplied as inorganic phosphate, right? Sulfur supplies as sulfate by assimilatory sulfate reduction. So these are the sources from where these elements get by microbes, right? So thank you so much, students. We discussed about various requirements that microbes need for their cultivation, right? So in the next video, we will discuss about their requirements like nitrogen, sulfur and various elements that they need in macro and micro quantities, or what are the uses of that and how they get their elements from environment and other factors we will discuss in next videos. So thank you so much.